Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fan Appreciation Marathon here on Reaction and Review. Tonight, guys, I'm covering a movie that, well, this one here's had a rather odd, history with me. I've had this thing scheduled at least 5 different times for reaction and review, and for various reasons I've always pushed it off, and I've always put it back because I've always pushed it back because I don't know what I'm getting into here. Tonight I'm taking a look at a Bollywood remake of an American film I've never seen. Yeah, tonight's movie came out in 2006, and it is called Alag. And Alag here is a Bollywood remake of an American film called Powder, which I've never seen Powder. I know vaguely about the plot, but that's really it. I've never actually had a chance to watch it, but I guess now I'm going to jump into the Bollywood remake. Now, why I push this back so much is because I've never watched a Bollywood film in my life. I've never seen a single movie from India. I have not the foggiest idea what the hell to expect. So basically, I've just been incredibly apprehensive and not totally sure if I'm going to enjoy this or not, but today is the day. I am finally going to sit down and watch this thing, and goddammit, I'm going to see if it's any good. And I'm going to do that right now. So without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Alag. Wow, so when he was a kid, when his eyes were exposed to sunlight, the whites of his eyes turned orange? That looked really fucking cool, dude. I mean, I totally understand it's supposed to be all, serious and shit, but that looked really cool. Oh, and the subtitles apparently say red. No, his eyes totally turned orange, okay? I'm going to assume it was probably supposed to be red, but it's totally orange. So wait a moment here. So let me see if I understand this. Even though his dad, loved him so much and wanted to keep him safe, knowing his eyes were sensitive to sunlight, kept him in the basement for years, this woman who's known him for less than a day had the smarts to give him a pair of fucking sun, glasses. I have a feeling we are going to learn very quickly that Tejas's dad was a royal douche or just a complete moron. I was sort of wondering why he didn't just give him sun, glasses as a kid. Now I'm wondering it even more. Wait, did he just say that ice is not, drinkable? You do understand that when it melts, you can drink it, right? I totally understand that, it's a real stupid thing to be questioning, but logically, you can technically drink ice. You just gotta be patient. Just thought I'd share that. Okay. Not totally sure why we have this random... I can only call this a music, video. It has nothing to do with the fucking story. It's just this weird, song and dance thing that's sort of just dumped into, the middle of this. I swear to God, guys, this is probably one of the most random things I've ever seen. It has no place in the fucking story. Actually, it looks like it's on some kind of, alien world on top of everything else. And, well, the song kind of sucks, too, on top of it. It's also kind of muffled. It's a lot quieter than all the other audio in the movie. Wow, this is just... the fuck is going on? So that entire, dance number was just some fantasy sequence apparently thrown in for the sake of throwing it in. That was probably the stupidest way I've ever seen a movie padded out. Let's just randomly throw in a fucking, music, video. I was hoping there'd be some kind of actual justification for it, especially since that song sucked that fucking much. But no. Wow. That was bullshit. Wait. So, Tejas is the way he is, able to generate fucking, you know, he's able to generate, like, electric current, and his eyes are ultra sensitive to sunlight because his mom was struck by lightning when she was pregnant. I don't know how in the fuck that works. Doesn't make a lick of sense to me, but hey, you know what? I honestly am willing to roll with it. Hopefully that'll go somewhere and start to make a little bit of sense, but kind of have my doubts. Alright, you know, all of this is real touching and all, but at what point did he get the power to heal anything? The closest thing we've seen is he was able to share the pain of the pain that a dying pigeon was feeling with the asshole who shot it. That wasn't healing the pigeon. When the hell did he learn how to heal anything? I'm kind of curious now. You guys have no idea how much I absolutely despise this fucking music. And for the record, I haven't seen dancing this friggin' spazzy since I watched Mac and Me. That's not a good thing, guys. So let me see if I understand this. He had the power to heal somebody by touch earlier, but now suddenly that power is magically gone. And it's the person that he loves more than anything in the fucking world. At least that is what the film wants us to fucking believe. You would think he'd be able to use that power now, you know, it would make sense to me. Yeah, but then again, this movie apparently doesn't fucking believe in making sense. Thank you, fucking God, it's done. No, shut up. I'm sick of your shitty music. Well, that was Alag. Yes, I found out way early in the film that I was totally pronouncing it wrong when I first was talking about it. Yes, Alag. Oh boy. Where the hell do I even want to start? Let's start with the subtitles. Because, you see, guys, when you're watching a film that is not in your native language, subtitles help. They help out a lot. And it doesn't help the fact that, well, the subtitles here are in incredibly broken English. And that also includes the subtitles for the bits in this film that are spoken in actual English. I swear to God, guys, roughly about a third of this movie's dialogue is in English. And they can't even get the subtitles right on those. I'm going to give you a big one, because this popped up twice, and it bugged me both times. One of the characters, he is a mad scientist. He winds up being the villain. I know. A love story which has a fucking mad, you know, scientist who sort of comes out of nowhere. Don't ask, it didn't make a lick of sense to fucking me either. He's talking about how he wants to find a scientific specimen who can help him cure all of these major illnesses, like Parkinson's and all these others. And then he mentions Alzheimer's. I'm going to put the word Alzheimer's on screen for you guys. Yeah, right there it is. Alzheimer's. Now, you'd think, because that's in perfect English. The guy, and the character himself is actually from California, so his English is beyond perfect. Actually, everybody's English in here is really good. But the subtitles don't say Alzheimer's. They say this. Alchemies. I didn't know that alchemies were a fucking disease. Apparently they are, and he wants to cure them. That is, if you believe what the fucking subtitles say. Now, I want you to just imagine if you were deaf and you were trying to watch this. Imagine if you were deaf, you were trying to watch this, and that popped up in the fucking subtitles. You'd be totally fucking lost. That is why you need competent subtitles. Guys, I have bought bootleg DVDs of Japanese movies, which also had horribly broken English in their fucking subtitles. But even them, when all was said and done, were better than the subtitles in this thing. And this is a commercial fucking US release. There is no excuse for the subtitles to be this bad. Sentences are ridiculously dis-fucking-jointed, and the subtitles have random fucking, like, quotes, have actually random, like, quote marks around around dialogue. It doesn't make a lick of sense. The whole thing was laid out poorly. So, I was partially lost for most of this because the subtitles didn't make a lick of goddamn sense. The people here either do not know English, or they do not know Hindi, or they don't know either. I don't know. I'm not about to ponder on that. So, we have that. Perhaps maybe the story would make more sense from that, but I'm going to work with the subtitles given on this fucking commercially released DVD, which, by the way, according to the back here, was actually sold by a company in Jersey. So yeah, this thing here didn't even, come from another country. I'm going to assume that somebody over at Viva, which again is in New Jersey, is probably the one who subtitled this, and if that is the case, then they need to fire that person right now and find somebody better if they want to put out more foreign films. Okay, so now that I've got the whole subtitle thing over and done with, let's talk about the movie itself, at least what I could pick up from it. The story here, from what I could piece together, is kind of stupid. Because we have our main character, Tejas, and do you guys happen to remember, way early on I mentioned that he, as a child, and even going into when they find him when he's in his early 20s, he has this problem with his eyes. He cannot be out in sunlight because direct sunlight fucks with his eyes. That little plot point is completely gone within 30 minutes because apparently it didn't make sense for him to just walk around every time he's outside with sunglasses. Still wondering why his dad didn't just give him sunglasses when he was a kid, but I'm not going to dwell on that. I'm just going to assume that his dad was stupid as hell. So anyway, Tejas here, he has tons and tons of various powers, which he shows off over time. There is never any real indication that he can do any of these until he does them. He basically has powers as the story needs him to have these powers. So if he needs to magnetize silverware in order to do a stupid little trick, he can do that. If he needs to throw essentially a fucking energy ball as if he came from Dragon Ball Z, he can do that. If he needs to form a giant shield around him to stop bullets, he can totally do that. If he needs to heal somebody by touching them, he can do it, but then he can't. I don't know why. I'm not about to wonder why. He's also able to use his hands as defib paddles because he's also able to use electricity. It is incredibly stupid as shit. Oh, that too. Well, yeah, and plus if he gets hit with lightning, apparently it charges him up and it kills anyone who's near him because that happens twice. Everything involving him is so poorly done and poorly written. Again, I'm basing this off of the subtitles here, and I can't totally trust them, I don't think, at this point. But what I was reading in the subtitles, it did not work. It made almost no sense at all. And the characters here are all ridiculously flat and lifeless, and the love story. Jesus. Mother of fuck, the love story. Guys, this movie has one of the most poorly written love stories I have ever seen. Mind you, I saw Star Wars Episode 2 in theaters, and that thing had a love story which was about as entertaining as slamming carpenter nails into your fucking eyes, and that was far more enjoyable than any attempt at romance this fucking thing churned out. It's bad. Just no, there is no reason for these two characters to hook up. Tejas and Purva have no reason to be together. The only thing which they have, which could even be seen as some kind of a spark of love, is she was the first person he was willing to talk to when they found him in the basement. That's it. Beyond that, they have almost nothing else in fucking common, and she wants to basically be his fucking mother. And she wants to make sure that he's safe, and this, that, and the other thing. And apparently that leads to them falling fucking in love, which leads to one of the music videos, while I'm on the subject. The music videos. They didn't need to be there. I don't know if this is part of Indian cinema in general, but, to me, if you're going to cut away from the story to show a fucking music video, I don't care if it has the characters in it or not. If it is absolutely disfucking-jointed from the rest of the film, it has no reason to be there. I mean, guys, it is one thing if the songs were good, but they're not. The songs are this god-awful bullshit that almost sounds like it's trying to replicate American pop music, and why the fuck would you want to try to replicate garbage like that? The dancing, well, I commented on the dancing earlier. It is incredibly spazzy and weird, and again, I don't know if that's normal for Indian films or if it was just a case with this thing. So yeah, writing in general, including the songs, is just hideous, and also the placement of the songs, the usage of the songs, terrible. Now, acting. Again, this film talks a lot about emotion. Characters are supposed to have a whole lot of emotion. Everybody in this film, they basically sort of flip-flop between two different settings. One of them is being as deadpan and monotone as possible, which is also when they're supposed to be showing some sort of emotion, or they are chewing the scenery as fucking if they took acting lessons from Shatner and Daniel Day-Lewis. It's like, no, you do not want to overact as bad as Daniel Day-Lewis and William Shatner do. That is not a good thing. And these guys take that to an absolute extreme. It's almost fucking depressing. So the acting here is terrible. Again, I don't know if that's because perhaps maybe, just maybe, emotion is some sort of like an alien thing over in fucking India. I don't know. But nobody here knows how to properly show anger, happiness, love, fear. It's like, if you have any kind of fucking emotion besides sorrow, you don't know how to fucking pull it off. That is what I came to understand from watching this thing. I've already talked about the music. I've already talked about the music videos. Lighting here is okay. Camera work, though, again, I don't know if this is because perhaps maybe it's trying to transfer a fucking film from India onto a US DVD, but the picture is ridiculously fuzzy. There is tons and tons of ghosting when there is almost no light at all. So basically, then if somebody's like in the dark and they happen to move their arm, it's just basically this big gray like blur that just sort of flows right there. It looks very, very odd. And I've noticed that a lot when it comes to foreign films coming over to the US. If they are not properly mastered, they look absolutely horrible. Case in point. Top it off, we also have moments where there's dirt on the film and they didn't bother to clean it up. There are moments when the picture skips a little bit or scratches start forming at the bottom. I noticed all of this because the story itself is that fucking dull. Again, I'm trying to base that off of the incredibly broken English in the fucking subtitles. I cannot believe how broken that goddamned English was. Anyway, guys, can I possibly recommend this thing? Alag? No. And I would happily try other films from India because I am dead fucking set in believing that none of them can be as bad as this thing was. This thing was horrible on every conceivable level in terms of writing and character depth and songs and dancing and song placement. It's like everything here went wrong. And frankly, after watching this, I'm not even sure if I fucking, want to watch Powder, because if it's anything like this, it's probably going to suck balls too. So anyway, guys, Alag here came off of the Amazon wish list. The person who sent it in is named Christian. I'm not sure if Christian's a he is a he or a she. I'm terribly sorry. I'm not totally sure, but Christian, thank you, because I've been really curious about this, and even though I pushed it back time and time again, I finally got around to covering it. So, hey, at least now I don't have to bother watching it again. Now, Christian wants me to promote a website instead of the usual like YouTube channel thing, and I'm going to do that. The website is called newdanceradio.eu. Head over there, check it out. I'm not totally sure what's over there. I haven't had a chance to head over there myself. But again, Christian, thank you. And guys, go over there and check out Christian's web page. I'm going to assume it's Christian's page, but I'm not totally sure. Wow. after watching that, I'm gonna go try to get some fucking sleep. That thing was incredibly dull, and I was struggling to stay awake for the last like half hour. So yeah, perhaps honestly a little bit of sleep will do me some good. So guys, that is it for this installment of Reaction and Review. Until next time, guys, take care, and I'll see you all in the near future. Peace.